Why the next LeBron always fails? Let's see what bro's talking about.
You all have questions for LeBron?
I'm ready.
He's ready. LeBron, how much pressure do you have to perform from day one? I mean, you got this $90 million.
Somewhere in Akron, Ohio, an 18-year-old kid declares for the NBA draft. My glorious king, 21 years ago, decided it's my time to join the NBA draft, and the rest was history, bro.
Pressure do you have to make day one be awesome?
There's no pressure. There's no pressure at all. I've been getting pressure since I was 10 years old. I'm doing
Nigga, yo, listen, let's give a round of applause. I know what y'all gonna say in the first 40 seconds. Yo, you are glazing, you the master glazer. Listen to me, bro. For this man right here, nah, that was about to be crazy. Never mind. I was about to say I'm his servant. Let me relax. I respect this man so much. This nigga said it has been pressure since I was 10 years old. Nigga, at 10 years old, you had no teeth. All your teeth were falling off. And you still had dookie stains in your underwear. And you said no problem. No problem, nigga. You understand? This nigga was a GOAT before he was even able to before his basketballs dropped, nigga. He was already him. Oh my God, Michael Jordan wasn't doing that. What was Michael Jordan going through? Jim Crow?
Let's play the game of basketball. I'm doing the same thing that y'all love to do, and that's y'all like to watch me play basketball. I'm gonna be around for, hopefully the average 10 to 15 years. My boy LC asked me, what does it feel like? And it hasn't kicked in yet to what I'm gonna get myself into. I'm not gonna guarantee no championship. I tell you that. I'm just gonna I'm guaranteed that we get better every day. I just hope that they accept me for who I am as a basketball player, and especially as a person. I'm not coming into the team right away trying to be a leader. But if they get that to me, I know how to be a leader. But I'm just gonna accept my role until I have to do something, But I'm just trying to do the best I can.
This is 18-year-old Michael Jordan talk. I mean, whoa, my bad. Let me, whoa. This is 18-year-old LeBron James talking like this, nigga. If this is not destined for greatness type conversation coming out of his core, 18 years old, I don't know what is, bro. That is destined for greatness type of attitude, bro. This nigga knew he was gonna be a GOAT. He just had to hold his own. He's had to hold himself back. Real talk.
I hope I can put a lot of smiles back on the people's faces in Cleveland.
Freaking gold.
LeBron James,
God.
ever since he was 16 years old, was given massive hype, and he was seen as the next generational talent of the NBA. The immense amount of pressure and expectations that was given to him were very high, and he exceeded every single one of those expectations. He is a player that has been in the league for 20 plus years, and he has dominated like we have never seen before in our lifetime. His legendary career has brought him into the discussion as the greatest player of all time, along with Michael Jordan as well. And with someone as great as him, there was going to be a point where the media would hype the next generational talent as the next LeBron James. This has been something that has gone on for many years and has been attached to many other players as well. We have had so many guys in today's game being compared to all-time greats, but the anomaly here is LeBron James. There have been many players who have been called the next LeBron James, but every single one of them unfortunately failed to live up to the standard in one way or another. And we have 3 players, all of them number 1 draft picks.
You know what I find a bit odd, right? It's like the hate for LeBron James is crazy. It's another thing when it's 2 different scenarios, right? Yeah, there will be another Michael Jordan. There will clearly never be a Michael Jordan. And that with self is a GOAT status of GOAT status. You know what I'm saying, nigga? That's him, Jones, McGee, the first, nigga. That's Jay Christ type energy. You know what I'm saying? But to get a LeBron, like, oh my God, this is the next LeBron, but always fails, nigga, that's some other type of generational him aura that you have within yourself, bro. Like, he gains more aura as the dude who we claim to be the next LeBron James fails. Because people have tried. You feel me? People have tried to imitate freaking J. Christ. Satan tried to imitate J. Christ. Couldn't be J. Christ because there's only one J. Christ, nigga. Can I get a freaking amen? Are you out of your mind? Come on now, nigga. Fine, you word.
A lot of expectations that fall in this category. With the first one being Andrew Wiggins.
I ain't never heard that in my life.
Ever since he was in high school and college, was being compared to many players, Michael Jordan and Kobe Bryant. He was even
a lot more Kobe. I heard Andrew Wiggins would be the next Kobe. Definitely Kobe type. Not
given the nickname Maple Jordan for his athletic abilities. But the comparison that stuck the most was LeBron. And it seemed he had that potential. He had raw athleticism, he was able to jump out the gym, had great intangibles on defense, and looked to be the next big thing. And it would be no surprise who would be the #1 pick in the draft. But what is ironic is the team that drafted him.
With the first pick,
Cleveland.
In the 2014 NBA draft,
the
Cleveland Cavaliers select Andrew Wiggins from Toronto and the University of Kansas.
Just like LeBron James, he was drafted to the Cleveland Cavaliers. It was now going to follow in the footsteps of his predecessor. But things would soon change as in July of free agency, LeBron would announce to the world he would be coming back to Cleveland to finish what he started. And it did not look like Wiggins would be a part of that, as he was soon traded to Minnesota for Kevin Love. Many speculated on if LeBron ever intended on playing with Wiggins in the first place, and he would go on to say, "I didn't know the kid really. I knew Dion, I knew Kyrie, I knew Tristan, I knew all the guys that I was playing with before. I didn't know the kid, so it was no big issue to me." Even though Wiggins was not a part of the Cavs' plan to win a championship, his career would take off, and he was having a great start to his NBA career, being titled as the Rookie of the Year in 2015, and his next 2 seasons, he would continue to develop as a player, and his numbers would increase, as he would have a breakout year in 2017, having all-star numbers, and he would be given a huge contract with the Wolves, as he was looked as a franchise cornerstone for the next 5 years. But then after his breakout season, it went downhill for him. He started to disappoint a lot of critics and fans, and he was not taking that leap that everyone expected from him, and he was now looked as a potential draft bust and possibly the player with the worst contract in the NBA at the time. Many people started to turn their backs on him. Even though he was averaging decent numbers, no one seemed to care, and they seemed to just forget all about him completely. Until he was traded to the Golden State Warriors in 2020 and was given a second chance to redeem himself, as he was now playing with debatably the greatest point guard in NBA history, Stephen Curry. And it took a while, but in the 2022 season, he was finally an all-star, and he was a vital piece to winning the championship in the finals against the Boston Celtics.
Well, crazy.
Had a legacy-defining Game 5. He was now an NBA champion and finally redeemed himself in the eyes of many who had called him a bust years before. And after the finals, many thought that Wiggins was finally going to develop even more and continue to ascend as a player. But after the 2022 season, the last 2 years of his career have been very questionable. During the 2023 season, while he did have great numbers, he wasn't playing a lot of games, and in the 2024 season as well, he looked to be a shell of himself, and he was not having a great season. And he went from being a
the last one 2023 2022 2023 season, I think it was because apparently his wife cheated on him, and his 3 kids turned out to not be his, allegedly. So imagine that, bro. To the mental, that hurts to the core, to the mental core. Oh my god, nigga, I wouldn't care about basketball either.
For a championship contending team to now being on the bench. So today, he is currently still with the Warriors, and he has sadly declined since that title run and is looking to be a possible trade piece for the Warriors. It is safe to say, while he has had a decent career and he's a champion, he never was able to become the player that he was predestined to be. And Wiggins has even come to terms with and even acknowledged in a 2022 interview that the pressure being touted and compared to an all-time great affected him deeply. There was definitely pressure, especially being from Canada, just knowing the whole city is watching, the whole country is watching, the whole country wants you to do good. They're calling you the next LeBron, stuff like that. Ain't nobody gonna be the next LeBron. That's one of the ones.
That's true.
The bright side, however, to Wiggins' career is that he is the player with a championship out of these 3, as the next player had the biggest crumble that may have ever been seen in the last 10
Ben
years.
freaking Simmons.
None other than Ben Simmons.
This nigga is the biggest disappointment, if disappointments. This nigga couldn't shoot. They were comparing him to Magic, because once they realized he wasn't shooting the ball, they were like, LeBron James, all right, let's put him to Magic Johnson, because Magic Johnson couldn't shoot either. Disappointing, bro. So much potential, so much aura just declining.
Player who played at the Montverde Academy and was a phenom that made a name for himself. He would commit to LSU, and all the eyes were on him and his playing style. Many saw how good of a passer he was and his athletic ability to get to the rim. His comparisons were Magic Johnson and, you guessed it, LeBron James. Even LeBron James would go on to accept and even welcome the comparisons between himself and Ben Simmons, as he would go on to say, "I don't mind it. Someone's going to be compared to someone all the time, and I don't mind him being compared to me." People not only recognizing him, what he does on the floor, but he's a great kid too. He has a great family, great support system, and that's why he's able to do what he does on the floor. He was now looking to be the next big thing in the upcoming 2016 season, and he would already have made his mind up, as he would declare for the draft after one season in LSU.
With the first pick in the 2016,
I know Philly will forever hate that dude to the day that he ceased to exist. They hate Ben Simmons, bro.
the Philadelphia 76ers
Hate that nigga.
Ben Simmons from Melbourne, Australia, and Louisiana State University.
The only downside to this would be his injury he suffered to his foot in the summer league, sidelining him for the entire 2016-17 season. But the following year, he would impress many and raise his expectations even more.
But there is a young player who I believe would make my great 8 into a great 9. And you'll be surprised in Philadelphia because I think it's Ben Simmons. Shooters are going to want to play with him.
He's so bad at takes, bro. I don't know this guy's name, but he's just terrible. That nigga's just literally a yapper, bro. He just talks too much.
That's the greatness of LeBron, and it's the greatness of Ben Simmons. Ben Simmons is changing the East.
Michael Jordan walks in the room, he takes the air out. Same thing with LeBron James. You know, all these superstars can be in the room, but LeBron walks in, you feel something. You know, your hair stands up. It's just, you know that feeling?
Yeah.
Ben Simmons has that.
He would also win the Rookie of the Year award and become an all-star caliber player as well. And he was impressing everyone. It was only a matter of time before he became the face of the league. He had the talent, a team that helped him win championships as one of the best players on the team, and he had the marketability. But that is when the issues would set in for the young forward, as he was incapable of developing a jump shot. He was great everywhere else, but in a league where shooting was a heavy weapon, he definitely needed to get a jump shot, and a lot of people voiced their opinion.
How far can Ben Simmons go?
Well, he's got to get a jump shot. You know, it's like, it sounds humorous and all that, but I'm dead ass serious. You can't, like, you know, because if not, he'll regret it.
I'm a huge fan of Ben Simmons. I think he's a jump shot away from being LeBron James Part 2. This brother 6'10", got a nasty handle, great basketball IQ, tremendous passing.
Literally, one jump shot. One. Yo, one jump shot away from being astonishing, bro. Crazy. This nigga was scared to shoot like Markelle Fultz. I know Philly was livid, bro. Philly was livid. They got Markelle Fultz with the first overall pick. Couldn't shoot either. Couldn't even shoot a free throw.
Skills, an elite defender. He is something special. And to sit up there and to say with a straight face, it's not about shooting, it's about winning. Well, damn it, how do you win? You need to be able to shoot the ball.
But there was still hope for Ben, as we'd see him continue to get better, and the Sixers were contending for a title year after year. But then it all went down for him in one singular play.
This one right here. Nigga, look at that, bro. Yo, Philly should have this mounted in all of their freaking beds, all of their houses. They should have an image of this, bro. Just to remind themselves how low point. Like they were at such a low point, bro, where niggas were scared to take a layup up. The state of Philly should have this picture as a memory of how down bad there was, bro. Down bad. Nigga, you're 3 feet from the rim. All you have to do is throw it. It'll be different if he takes it and miss it. That's the difference. The nigga passes it out. You pass out an open layup, nigga? In the National Basketball Association, nigga, you're fried.
So Gallinari gives it up. Oh, he was right there. And a foul as Thibault goes to the basket.
That's when you know that the game is in your head. That's a dunk for Ben Simmons right there. You got it, and I know you got it to Thibault, you got the free throws, but Ben Simmons, you got to shoot that shot.
No one knew what possessed him to do that. But that
the fear, nigga. The fear. The fear. The fear of Trae Young.
Singular play made everyone turn against Ben Simmons.
The fear of Trae Young.
It also did not help, as in that series, he was a non-contributor, and his inability to hit free throws and play in the fourth quarter against the Hawks made him a liability. His playoff failures were really piling on, and everyone was starting to notice that he was becoming a player that did not want to improve and get better. We would see him train in the offseason and in the summertime, practicing his jump shot, getting better, but during the NBA season, we would never see him actually put that into practice. An all-star and future Hall of Famer was now a liability in the clutch, and it got worse. As the next season, he refused to play for the Sixers, and he requested a trade and would sit out for the whole year until he was gone. And he was now public enemy number one, and his supporters became his number one haters.
He has to go. You got to get rid of him. Here's what it really comes down to. Ben Simmons played like trash, and you're coming across like you're blaming everybody but yourself.
I don't give a damn if Michael Jordan is on your back. I don't give a damn if T-Mac with Yao Ming and me is on your back. You throw it down. It's the playoffs. We're trying to advance. I don't want to hear that.
When people ask you to be a better basketball player and they're paying you $35, $40 million, that's a very fair thing. You should want to be a better basketball player because that's your profession.
He would be traded to the Brooklyn Nets, and his career would never recover after
Nigga took... Nah, y'all seen that? Nah.
He would be traded.
This is uncomfortable. This doesn't make any sense to me. That is the closest thing to a close shot ever in existence. You took a pull-up jumper from 10 feet within the rim with Andre Drummond on your fucking head? But you don't want to take a but you missing free throws, my nigga?
And his career would never.
Are you kidding me?
He would never even see a playoff game.
What?
This game got worse. He would go from an all-star player to a bench warmer and downright unplayable. He gives off the appearance that he has no motivation to win or play anymore. This current season, he only played 15 games after promising he would get better and dominate in the NBA. With him saying, "The version I'm at now, if I was playing against myself last season, I would kill him. That's how I feel." That quote was never able to see the light of day, as he was unable to fulfill what he even said in the offseason before that season started. This might be the biggest failure out of all, as he was once someone who showed so much similarities to LeBron James. He had all the talent and had all of the NBA world backing him, and he just refused to take the advice, and he is now in a position where he is now unplayable, and it is very unfortunate to see. He may not be out of the league, but no one truly knows where his career will end up down the line. But while Ben Simmons has clearly failed in his career, there is still hope for this next player, and that player is Zion Williamson.
Zion just got to stop eating them gumbos. He just has to stop. But that nigga he's way better than Ben Simmons, in my opinion. Hands down.
While he was still in high school, this man was being hyped as the next superstar. Everyone was tuning in to see him play, and he was the most entertaining high schooler to watch in 2018. His athleticism was out of this world and was doing stuff that no one ever thought.
Now, go back? Did he just do that?
Superstar. Everyone was
tuning
look at
in
the
to
hop
see
set.
Him
Play, and he
look
was
at
the
this
most
play.
entertaining high schooler to watch in 2018. His athleticism was out of this
Gather
world.
step, fake, lay. Oh my goodness.
Do in a game
oh my
before.
goodness.
He was following in the footsteps of his comparison, who was also a high school star, and everyone knew and heard who he was. Williamson would play at Duke, and during the 2019 season, everyone tuned in to see Zion play, and he took over the college scene. While Duke didn't win the entire tournament, everyone loved watching Zion.
Oh my God!
And everyone knew he was going to be the number one overall pick in the NBA.
Yo, he's such a human highlight. He is such a human highlight.
With the first pick in the 2019 NBA Draft, the New Orleans Pelicans select Zion Williamson from Duke University.
But his debut would soon wait, as he had an injury like Ben Simmons that would sideline him.
No, but his first NBA game, I think he had 30 points. That shit was a beauty. I seen it. I could be wrong.
But in his first NBA game of the 2020 season, everyone would soon see that he had the star potential, even while on a minutes restriction during that season. The talent that he displayed was enough to convince everyone that he was the one to live up to being the next LeBron.
With us, when you hear those words, do you like the LeBron-Zion comparison?
Physically, yes. Okay, strong, 285. I just think his upside, though, could be.
He's been compared to the likes of Shaquille O'Neal, Michael Jordan, Kevin Durant, Anthony Davis, and of course, our current superstar, LeBron James.
I wouldn't compare him to none of those players besides LeBron James and maybe Shaq, only because of the strength. Only because of the strength. AD is a glass breaker. AD is a glass breaker. Zion breaks and eats glass. Like, what are you talking about? Like, what?
I thought LeBron was. I thought that was a one guy, one shot deal, but apparently the next guy's coming. And before I get fined, I'm going to change the subject.
Can Zion live up to the LeBron hype?
Yes, he can.
And we saw him continually get better and become an all-star and a top 20 player in the NBA. But the only problem was
his injuries.
He was not playing enough. He was suffering injuries that would sideline him for a significant amount of time. Despite his numbers being great, we weren't seeing him enough to see if he had the potential of being a superstar full-time. Then another problem would arise as Zion would develop a weight problem that was so bad that his contract that he signed in 2022 had a weight clause that required for him to be under 295 pounds in order to be given guaranteed money. And everyone would proceed to run with this issue of Zion not being able to get in shape and prevent himself from being an unhealthy player.
The conditioning. I saw the brother go to the free throw line. He looked like he had a belly. The word out on Zion Williamson is that he'll eat the table.
His eating habits, his diet is unbecoming a professional athlete that's making that kind
Nigga,
of
you're
money.
in New Orleans. You're in New Orleans. You're gonna eat gumbo for years, bro. You're a gumbo eating machine now. There's no, bro, I get it. Yeah, you gotta be all good in that, but bro, he's in gumbo land. He ate gumbo.
He doesn't run. He plays the game strictly on talent. I don't know if he has a Moses Malone who told me I was fat and lazy. Yeah. Like, he owns that organization already.
During his current season, he was able to lose 25 pounds from the previous year, and Zion was able to play 70 games, which was the most in his career so far. While his numbers would drop slightly, we were able to see now a mostly full season of Zion, and he still has time to course correct and take his game to the next level. The only downside is, during the play-in game against the Lakers, he would suffer yet another injury.
But he had 30-something, bro. He had like 30-something, almost 40, I believe.
We have yet to see Zion play with the Pelicans in the playoffs as the #1 option, and that definitely is a scary sight to see. But there is still hope and optimism for Zion. All he has to do is just continue to lose weight and try to stay healthy. Now, will he ever be like LeBron James? No. But he still has the talent and potential to be a star and one of the best players in the league. So looking over these three players' careers, we have seen a lot of highs and we have seen some lows. All three guys had one thing that made them be looked at as the next LeBron. Andrew Wiggins had the athleticism and him being able to jump out of the gym. Ben Simmons had the play style with his pass first mentality. And Zion Williamson had the star power as all the eyes were on him when he was in high school and in college. And it is safe to say that while all three of them had talent, they were no LeBron James. And it proves that LeBron is an anomaly, as no one has ever been able to replicate.
And that is why, ladies and gentlemen, LeBron James is the greatest player of all time. You understand me, guys? LeBron James. There is no other man. He is a myth. He is a unicorn man, just like Michael Jordan. The only difference is he's better. You can argue with me till I'm 97 years old, nigga. My first name is James for a reason. Because of this man right here. I'm joking, but still, he's a GOAT.
And it shows that this man is one of one. But there is one more player who most definitely has it worse than all three of them.
100%. It's the expectation that we have. It's the expectation. The expectation that he has is way different because he's LeSperm. LeSperm is cooked. LeSperm, you are 55 overall, and they expect you to be a top 3 player in the next 5 to 7 years. You hear me, LeSperm? You got a lot of stuff to do, nigga. Otherwise, you a Nepo baby. You're fried, cooked, deep grilled, burnt on both edges, both sides, nigga. Everybody's coming from you. Everybody. You hear me? Don't let Thanasis score 22 points on your head. Don't let that happen. You are number 55 overall, and they want you to be a top 3 player in the next 5 to 7 years. Unrealistic as hell, bro. Last year, the number 55 overall pick would be working at KFC. You should be top 3. Decide what you want to be.
And a player who sadly was put in a weird position from the moment he was born. And that man is none other than
LeBron James.
LeBron James Jr. is someone who is already going to deal with a lot, as he is not only just the son of possibly the greatest player of all time, but he shares the same name. And that is something that LeBron still regrets to this day.
What do you say to your kid though, like living up to you being their dad, and they're playing the same sport that you played better than anyone else in the world has ever played it? How do you give them a peace of mind that they don't have to be you?
I still regret giving my 14-year-old my name because of that.
Right.
Like when I was younger, obviously I didn't have a dad. So my whole thing was like, whenever I have a kid, not only is he gonna be a junior, I'm gonna do everything that this man didn't do.
Right.
Mm-hmm. They're gonna experience things that I didn't experience. The only thing I can do is give them the blueprint, and it's up to them to take their own course whenever that time happens.
We have seen Bronny grow up and become a talented player. During his time in high school, he was in the top 20 on the ESPN's top 100 in his class. He definitely had talent, and he would commit to USC. Unfortunately, we would never see him play at his full strength, as he would suffer an accident before the season started.
And that's the worst part too, bro. The nigga had a heart attack. And niggas is like, nah, f that. Forget that. You're supposed to be the greatest player of all time. Forget that, nigga. You're a heart attack. You're the GOAT because your daddy's the GOAT. Be the GOAT. You'll figure it out. Your daddy figured it out. He had nothing. Let me say that one more time. Your daddy figured it out and he had nothing. What's your excuse? And I ain't gonna lie to you, that is the worst pressure of all. Your pops, Lil Daddy, had no daddy. Living in poor conditions, became a specimen of human nature. You are the result of the specimen of human nature. Only thing is, you're gifted with everything he never had. So what is your excuse? This is why I believe great men create weak children, and weak children create great men.
During his
the
freshman
cycle
year,
continues.
that would affect him, and he was unable to showcase his talent, and he couldn't build a case for the draft. But to many surprise, he would declare for the draft, and that had a lot of people speculating.
What are the scouts saying about Bronny?
Well, they wanted to reserve judgment until they saw him. But I was like, what would you do right now before he goes and plays? What would you do? And they said, both of them said they would not draft him. Now, this is their take after watching him play. Scout 1. I still don't think he's ready, but he did some good thing. If the Lakers don't draft him, I don't see anyone drafting him. Teams would want him on a two-way, and I don't think Clutch would want that. It gets a little tougher. The other scout I talked to, he's a poor man's Davion Mitchell. He is not an NBA prospect, in my opinion.
Not yet. I agree.
My words of 2 veteran NBA scouts.
So now the question is Bronny ready for the NBA? We do not know, but all we do know is he is now on a path that he cannot come back from. And some people do think that if he does get drafted in the NBA, it is going to be because of nepotism. And while unfortunate and unfair that may be, that is what people are going to say. Bronny is in the same situation that his dad was in, but I think he has it way worse. While his father handled a lot of hype and eyes on him, we are now in an age where social media is at an all-time high. Bronny is going to receive double of what his dad dealt with, and that is a lot for a 19-year-old kid to handle. Now, it is very clear that LeBron also wants to play with Bronny, and he believes that he is capable of playing better than some players in the NBA. But regardless of that, Bronny would finally achieve his goal into making it into the NBA.
Imagine being the mother, right, and the wife of 2 NBA players. That has to be a current NBA players. That is some. She is the greatest wife / mom of all time. Yo, shout out to Savannah James. Yo, shout out to Savannah James. To keep a man like LeBron James and conceive his offspring. That's the representation of black women right there. I don't care what anybody says, boy. That's black power right there. She married a goat and gave birth to a baby version of a goat. Nigga, what? Huh? Who does that? No one does that.
In the 2024
what you mean?
NBA draft, the Los Angeles Lakers select Bronny James from the University of Southern California.
So Bronny is now in the NBA, and it is definitely going to be a uphill battle from here.
Nigga, why the hell you crying? You know what I'm saying? It's like, why you crying? But I get it.
Unfortunately, going to be dealing with a lot of outside noise, and it also does not help that Rich Paul was able to get this to happen due to him forcing teams not to draft him, or else he was going to be playing in Australia. So some people are going to use that as fuel to hate on Bronny, and they are going to feel some type of way. So now all the eyes are going to be on Bronny, whether it's going to be good or bad. Every move that he makes, word he utters, will be viewed under a microscope. And while he may not be getting the next LeBron James label, he is going to be constantly compared to his father. And with the season on its way, we will see if history will repeat itself. But will it be on the good side or bad side of history?
Great video. Listen, LeBron James, you got listen, Bronny, there's no coming back from that. But listen, at least you did better than MJ, nigga. We could live with that. Shit, we could live with that. You did better than MJ, son. Where MJ son at? Dating his best friend, his best friend's ex-wife. Like, come on, dude. That's crazy. But hey, man, peace.